Welcome back, guys, from the break. And we just found out that, well, not found out, we kind of analyzed that there were no legendaries played in the last match. So the last legendaries played was actually Sylvanas, and the lucky random winner is at Dishiest. Dishiest, congratulations. Remember to check your inbox after Pinnacle 3 has concluded for your $35 gift card on g2a.com. Of course, all your submissions right now are still live. So they're going to carry forward to the next game, which is between Gaara and Faramir.
Yeah, Gaara and Faramir, it's like another battle between Germans. As we've mentioned multiple times before, there's actually four Germans in this tournament, right? And two of them, exactly 50% of them, have gotten into the top four right now. So unfortunately, after this, there'll only be one German, but he'll be able to carry his country's flag proud into the top three.
Yeah, that's right. It's funny because 50% of Germans came from the qualifiers as well. So it's like the 50% theory that I always say. Either it happens or it doesn't. So yeah, Faramir and Gaara. Who do you think has an edge? I think actually Faramir has been showing so much strength in the past few things. I'm just gonna go with Faramir, but Gaara's like one of my great buddies. So I'm secretly cheering for him as well.
Yeah, well, I'm secretly cheering for both of them because they're both bringing Shaman, which is a deck we haven't seen much lately. I would have to say, like, they're also not only bringing Shaman, but they're also bringing, like, very unique versions of Shaman. Faramir has the reincarnate version of Shaman, whereas Gaara has, like, the piloted Sky Golem double anti-Keelbot version with two power maces. So kind of like a really high curving mech Shaman.
And the bomb lobbers too, right?
Oh, bomb lobbers, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And I think Shaman is also one of those classes where you don't want to ban out because, like, yeah, you don't feel that good. But then when you really analyze your decks and you came kind of unprepared to face against this deck, then I guess you kind of have to use that coup on that. And, if I bring a Shaman deck and people coup that deck, I think it's already victory achieved, right?
But I think out of all the players, I believe that these players, because they both brought Shaman to the tournament, they both respect Shaman at least to some degree. So I don't think they'll underestimate Shaman too much, and they will consider banning or cooing the Shaman out in the series.
Well, Shaman Mirror is something I definitely look forward to, and that's Gaara, and this is, of course, Faramir. Faramir is currently not on teams, so yeah, teams you might be looking to pick him up. He's doing pretty well currently, and yeah, I think he's also joining a lot more tournaments that are upcoming too, right?
Yeah, he's going to be at the G Infinity tournament in England. He's going to be at the... he might qualify for the ESL tournament in Katowice. He's in the top 16 now and in top 8 qualify. So he's going to be attending a lot of lands for if you ever want to sponsor him, right?
Oh, yeah. All right, Mark. So let's see here. Both players are... Oh, it's just pretty much pretty even with the Paladin and the Mage being the only difference. It's also funny that they both bring Warrior. So if Shaman ever matches up with the Warrior, then it's going to be pretty good for the players bringing the Shaman.
Yeah, both are... I'd say they're not... both are bringing two classes that are somewhat standard, but both are bringing two classes that are not very common. We have the Druid and Paladin from Faramir, and we had the Druid and Mage from Gaara. But besides that, they're bringing fairly unconventional decks, I'd say.
Yep. So now, if I'm Gaara, I'm going to go like, oh, I love this hand. There's Harrison Jones. I'm going to play this.
Yeah, Harrison Jones is like the one card that you want against against Paladin. He actually even keeps the swipe.
And the ref.
Yeah, so he wants to be able to deal with Knife Juggler. He wants to be able to deal with Muster for Battle, and he's less concerned about ramping up. But okay, he's not. Yeah,
it's always nice to ramp up. Anyways.
Yeah, just as I say that, Wild Growth is drawn, and we can throw out that whole analysis part, right?
Right. Well, I mean, it was the correct analysis until things happen. You always go like, yeah, let's kill the Shredder here, and then the Millhouse pops out, and you go like, nah, killing the Shredder was so bad.
Yeah, it's such a terrible player, right?
Yeah, but Wild Growth is pretty sweet here for Gaara. Faramir looking like a mustard play here. Could also take it a little bit more slowly if he wants to. Yeah, he does.
I think this might be a matchup where you can afford to take it more slowly because Druid typically can't deal with Muster plus Quartermaster combo very well. So you can even save that as a combo for like turn 8. Not actively just to summon those 3/3 minions on the board.
Now, I actually love this play by Gaara, just throwing out the keeper. Once again, we had this discussion where what you always save keeper for Tyrion, don't you? But we ended up agreeing that the 6/6 body that leaves behind is still a big problem, so might as well just use it early on.
Now, there's a pretty clear Harrison play, but actually I've seen a lot of players debate whether to use Harrison Jones on a true silver champion. Savitz is a player that says, no, you should almost usually always save it for either the muster for battle weapon or Tyrion. But I think in this scenario, it's all right because there was no other play that was really that great on.
Yeah, and not to mention that Gaara also has an inch of lore already, right? If you're playing the Harrison on the muster weapon, then effectively it's like a super cheap Ancient of Lore, right? And right now with Gar's hand, he's not going to run out of cards anytime soon. So I think that was that's a pretty good play.
It's pretty good now.
Also squeezes in the shade here, so that's perfect.
Yeah, I guess if you Harrison Jones a muster for battle, it gains you less tempo but more card advantage. Whereas if you Harrison Jones a true silver, it gives you more tempo. And Gaara was a bit behind on tempo, but he would have been all right in card advantage, so it kind of evens that out.
Okay, and Gaara picks up the combo. He's looking for a 5-drop, so that he can play a 5 and a 3 next turn. And oh my god, the perfect 5-drop. That could not have went better for Gaara.
Yeah, not vulnerable to Black Knight, not vulnerable to any spells, so it might be able to guarantee Gaara minions on the board and be able to lock his opponent out. The Lothab also combos very well with the Shade, because if you Lothab and Shade on the same turn, Consecrate is very not likely to come down on the board.
Yeah, pretty much the only thing that can happen is a Pyro Equality, right? Like that's the only move a Paladin can do to fix that situation. And yeah, with the Lothab and oh, never mind. You can see a swipe here. Rip one once. Nope. Rip. Oh. Oh.
All right, I'm back.
Hello?
Hello.
Okay, so you're back here. Okay, that was kind of weird. Well, we didn't really quite miss much. Actually, that's interesting. Gaara actually innovated the Lothab. It's kind of weird. I wouldn't have expected that.
I guess he just wants more minions on the board, but oh, well, if you're Lothabbed and you can't cast spells, why not just summon a minion? And why not summon the best minion? Dr. Boom it is.
Alright. Faramir does have an antique heal bot, but not turn 10 yet. He can't play the Belcher and the antique heal bot. Ooh, hello.
There it is. Now, Gaara used his Keeper for the Tyrion, and he can't really silence this at all. He can't deal with it very effectively at all. Gaara's visibly shaken. He shakes his head. Does he win, though?
Yeah, he won. He
won.
won.
Whoa, wow.
That's just so much damage.
He thought Faramir would clear more of his board,
right?
And that would play around combo, but I guess this works.
Yeah, Faramir. If actually Faramir cleared a little bit more stuff, he could have actually survived, right? Yeah. Of course, the boom bots are always just so annoying to deal with.
Yeah, there we go. That's way more than enough damage.
Gaara takes it with the legendary Force in Nature and Savage Roar, right?
Yeah. Two great players comboing into a lethal spell.
Yeah. Oh man. Alright, so Faramir has to decide what he wants to bring to counter the Druid. I expect a Shaman. So yeah, we're gonna see some Shaman in action. The Reincarnate version too, right? So Sylvanas plus Reincarnate could be so detrimental to Druid.
Yeah, we saw in the previous match Faramir, when he played Shaman against the Demon Lock, he actually, I asked him after his game and he said, yeah, I probably wasn't greedy enough with my Sylvanas. I probably needed to save the Sylvanas for Reincarnate instead of just playing it as a 5/5 Sylvanas and letting my opponent deal with it before I could use the combo. So we might look into future games where Faramir does save that combo and just gets immediate and guaranteed value out of it.
Yeah. Didn't we saw that game where he didn't get that guaranteed value?
He didn't. He just played it as like as just a Sylvanas, and he didn't use the Reincarnate in the same turn, so he didn't get the value. Gaara dealt with it very well, though.
All right. Well, so Let's see if this it's kind of gimmicky, right? Play Reincarnate is kind of playing like a Feign Death in a Hunter, where it's just pretty insane if you can pull it off, but you need both of the cards in the hand, and technically speaking, one card each is way harder than two cards each. Like Alkanite Circle combo usually shows up, but the Feign Death or the Reincarnate on Sylvanas doesn't really come up too often. And Gaara's gonna use the coup here.
Yeah, he actually coups the Shaman, so that means he actually respects the deck, as he should, because he's playing his own Shaman.
Well, respect or no, Druid against Druid is 50-50, like we said, and Druid against War is a very favorable matchup, so you can also analyze that Gaara just wants to, just win the game right now.
Yeah, it's actually kind of a similar setup as to what we had in our previous series, where Gaara's or Dog was left with the Druid, and he had to face off against Basan's Druid and Warrior with all his remaining decks. Of course, Druid can always do Druid things, and Faramir could actually just reverse sweep with his Druid.
That's true. Just skip past the mirror, snipe out the Shaman, and then you're happy. You're good to go.
I think it will be a bit more difficult for Faramir, though, to sweep with Druid, because he has to first win the mirror, and then he has to win against Beckmage, probably an unfavorable matchup, and then he has to win against Shaman, which is also, it might be an unfavorable matchup. So just three potential unfavorable matchups that Faramir has to go through.
Right. So, well, let's start off the mirror match and see how it goes, right? The Kappa facing the Gaara's desk there. Oh,
yeah, it's still there.
Yep.
Faramir, his wall is looking a bit blank in comparison to what Gaara has on stream.
Oh, yeah.
So Gaara definitely with the advantage right there.
Okay. He has the Twitch chat behind him. So, Twitch chat awards Gaara with a wild growth, but hey, Faramir's not looking too shabby himself. He's an innovate, and is also starting second, so more flexible plays, I would say.
Yeah, again, it's going to be the Druid versus Druid mirror, where one player has the wild growth and one player has the innervate. We're going to have to see, can Faramir use his innervate to tempo out his opponent, or will this wild growth just snowball into more mana each turn? And it's actually, as Gaara, because he's going first, he's actually going to be 2 mana ahead of Faramir every single turn.
Oh, I just hate it. When your opponent plays Dr. Boom and you're still stuck at turn 5 with a Belcher or something like that, that's just the worst feeling. Oh! Okay, let's not do that. Let's calm down and play a Shade. You still need to develop the board to win. And another innovate for Faramir.
Okay, so this is the battle of 2 innervates versus the single wild growth.
Well, 2 wild growths, but the second one can't really be used properly. Turn 5, Spectral Knight. That's a pretty good card. We see Spectral Knight go in and out of Druid decks, since Belcher might just be better against Hunters. Just too many Hunters right now to deal with that, and makes the matchup just a bit better. Oh, that's a good one. Not bad. That's a good one.
That's pretty good. Yeah, not only is Spectral Knight going out, it's being replaced by Sludge Belcher, and I feel like one of the biggest reasons for that is because Piloted Shredder is in tournaments. Someone did stats actually, and I believe Piloted Shredder was the 3rd most common card in all decks in tournaments. So just if you have a 5-drop that deals with the most common 4-drop in the game, that's pretty good, right? And it's a similar reason for why Piloted Sky Golem is used more over Cairn. It just deals, as a 6-drops, it deals really well with one of the most common 5-drops in the game, Sludge Belcher.
Yep, the natural Predator, right? So now Chugga is going to go for the face. Limit Gaara's options a little bit more. 5 mana, probably going to see a Druid to taunt. Let's see. I mean, are you going to be greedy and play Wild Growth here? And I mean, I don't see it.
I think he's debating now whether to play around Black Knight. But Black Knight is a card that's been running or not been used in Druid decks as much, and it's been pretty much replaced with Sylvanas these days. Black Knight is just one of the best cards against Ramp Druid, the taunt version, but that's a deck that hasn't been seen. So because that deck is becoming less popular, Black Knight has been rotated out. But now he goes for the charge. he wants to go for more damage into Gaara's face and hopefully threaten lethal. He is the player that got 2 innervates. So I feel like because you got 2 innervates, you had the faster start, but you're gonna have a slower finish. So I think he's thinking he might have to finish the game fairly soon.
Yeah, and finish the game Faramir shall because he is sitting at lethal right now. I mean, I think it's lethal. It's just so much damage right now. Wait, actually no, he's not. It's 8 mana. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Not quite. But next turn is a lot of damage. The coin and the Druid the charge with the Savage Roar. But this turn might be a little bit of a... Whoa. Oh wait, actually does he have lethal? Oh, he does have lethal. What the heck are we saying? Oh man. Swipe does it, actually. And there you go. Faramir does take a game with pretty good god draws, and double innovates. It's just too much for a druid to handle, even with a wild growth. We actually see a lot of games where innovate just beats up wild growth. Druids can't really handle the fast pressure that the innovate offers.
Yeah, but not only does the other Druid player have to have Innervate, but he has to have a very smooth curve. Innervate is really good when it's 2 aggressive decks going head to head, like 2 combo Druids, for instance. So that might be the reason. If, like, for example, Gaara had the Wild Growth and you're playing Taunt Druid, I think it could have been a much different story.
Yep. And now Gaara is looking to bring his other deck. Now, it is Faramir with the coup, so I guess Faramir is quite ahead. But once again, like we said, Mech Mage and Shaman, both decks will present some trouble for Faramir's Druid. And also that kind of like, well, to be honest, I guess the Mech Mage is least threatening because the Shaman is good against both Faramir's Warrior and Druid. So I'm pretty sure that he's just going to let this Mech Mage go.
Yeah, and adding to that, Faramir's starting hand also has an Innervate, so he could become a little more confident. But no, we're wrong.
Oh, no, let's not play this matchup. And instead, he's actually gonna play the Shaman matchup.
Well,
okay.
Yeah, I'm happy. I just want to see the Shaman deck as much as possible. So yeah, we have the Bomb Lobbers, the Piloted Sky Golems, I guess like Bomb Lobber is a really good card against certain fast druids because it deals with shades well. It deals with piloted shredders well, right?
It doesn't deal with Piloted Shredder too well, right? Because the body still comes out. Like it's just Belcher is definitely the main counter, but it's an option when you're pretty desperate. But yeah, shades is the main reason that the Bomb Lobbers are there.
Yeah. And if Gaara ever he's able to bring the Shaman into the late game, he could just win off the fact that Piloted Sky Golem, well, speaking of Piloted Sky Golem, Piloted Sky Golem can just carry him like high mains typically carry Hunter against Druid.
Right. And also, like, the recent article by Kibler also said that, anything that's 7 attack or more is, like, slightly worse than 6 attack minion, if whatnot. So, like, Sky Golem definitely does fulfill that role very well.
Yeah. Not too exciting hands for either player. We don't have the Haunted Creeper from Gaara. We don't have the Wild Growth from Faramir. So it's probably going to be like somewhat of a slow-paced game, relatively.
Yeah. Relatively is the correct way to put it. But hey, there's an Innervate. Let's speed things up, shall we?
Okay, Faramir, he actually plays the Piloted Shredder over the Shade. I guess that's a smooth curve, but it does play into the Power Mace, which is a problem.
Well, it's a problem only if the minion is bad, and well, it's just a vanilla 2/3. We know that druids can't give their minions armor. That would be pretty gross. Yeah, Lightning Storm could do some work. Although the next turn of Gaara is looking pretty bad. Oh, yeah, wow. Perfect rolls. I like that.
Yeah, what can Gaara do next turn, actually? I guess something like... He has to probably Totem, and then that's pretty much it right now.
Draw a mech?
Nope.
Not quite.
Yeah, you really want to get the full value out of this this power mace, but without a mech, and the fact that there's a zombie chow on board and you want to summon your totems and you want to keep your totems, I think you just have to use it here.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Ooh. Well, Sylvanas could see some work later, but Ancient of Lore, I think, is definitely the play right now.
Yep.
Sylvanas just is dealt too easily with from the Shaman's perspective, and you want to get more value out of your cards right now, and you want more options in your hand for the next few turns.
Yep, and just like you said, it comes immediately through. And yeah, Bomb Lobber plus a Rock Biter might be able to clear this off really, really well. Gaara is going to probably play 5 health for a totem because of the Flame Tongue totem in his hand. Not going to value his health as much as just a body on the board.
It's an interesting positioning, putting the Bomb Lobber on the right. I kind of feel like you probably want to put it on the left a bit more, just so you, like when you summon more totems on your right, you can get more value out of this taunt totem.
That could be, you can make a case for that, yeah. Okay, probably a Hex is gonna come down. Just kill it off. Well, actually, you know what? This position is fine too. You want to keep the minions which are weaker in the middle, so that after they shift, the Flame Tongue will shift to the other side. So it's just like really strong.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yep. Bomb Lobber plus a Rock Biter. Deals with that pretty well.
Yeah. Bomb Lobber, you can use Bomb Lobber plus a Rock Biter or Bomb Lobber plus a Flame Tongue. The Rock Biter lets you get an additional totem in, so that might be an option. Gaara is like definitely weighing the two options right now, and he is going to go with the Rock Biter. This allows you to set up more totems, so you can get like even more Flame Tongue value in the future.
Well, paying another 4 life for a totem. Wow, these totems are costing a lot of health. But hey, if you're gonna you're gonna use your health as a resource and just win the game, you might as well do that instead. Faramir picks up an Innervate, and Innervate is pretty bad. Forced to be using a Naked Harrison here, and that's just bad. It's pretty sad.
You know what I've noticed is that Gaara's deck is a lot about putting minions on the board putting weak minions on the board that have effects, so he can get the most value possible out of Flame Tongue Totem.
Well, the one thing that's back at the Gaara's mind, of course, is the combo. Doesn't want that to happen. He can also slot the Flame Tongue in the Bomb Lobber and the Gnomish Inventor there, just to have a very, very good clear. Can keep one of his choice. And then, yeah, your choice of maybe Totem plus a 5-drop. Both 5-drops are looking fine. I think Lothar is just a bit better to make the Wild Growth like super expensive.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Gaara is actually thinking about that, but it does make the Wild Growth pretty much unplayable. Faramir is definitely not happy to see that Lothar coming down. Wild Growth, turn 10, it's what you want to play, but a 7 mana Wild Growth, not really, right?
No, you still have to cast the 0 mana afterwards. So it's like a 12 mana draw card. That's pretty sad. I don't think I would like to play 12 mana draw a card. That seems pretty bad. Well, actually, you can just Wild Growth here and just play it next turn. Play the... Oh my god. The excess mana costs 5 mana.
Yeah, Faramir kind of like... I saw kind of like a facepalm right there. He's like, oh,
Yeah,
I had to play this as a 7 mana card. 7 mana do nothing, basically.
7 mana do nothing. Well, 7 mana buy 2 mana next turn. That's still pretty bad. Alright, Gaara's gonna choose to drop the Antique here. I guess he knows that the only way he's gonna lose this match is for a super combo, and that brings him out of range of that. Ooh. Scenarios might... Nah, it's not that good. Just the Flame Tongue is so strong. I think what Faramir needs to draw is like a swipe here.
Yeah, he definitely needs a swipe.
For that. It's not a swipe.
He needs to charge his Druid of the Claw right now.
No, it doesn't. Wow, really? I'm just surprised too. I would have charged that. But oh no, if he charges that, he's dead, right? He's dead anyways?
Yeah, he might have been just dead either way. But like, because he taunted it, he doesn't get rid of the Flame Tongue, and the Flame Tongue just represents too much damage.
Yeah, the way it shifts is one of the best 2-drops in the game. And Gaara picks up a win with the Shaman, and it's gonna be Shaman versus Warrior. Oh man, Gaara is sitting pretty.
If you ask most players who's advantaged in this matchup, they'll probably say Shaman. But if you ask Kit Kats who's advantaged, he'll be like, no, no, no. Like Warrior beats Shaman like almost all
Oh,
the time. He's just so confident with it.
really? But Kikis lies half the time,
Oh,
and
50% of the time.
50% of the time he lies all the time. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I think I'm placing my bet on Gaara here just for the classes. Man, Faramir is one game away from exiting this tournament. Although if he the person who just dropped out of this series does receive a fourth place finish at $250. Not too bad for 2 days of games when you're just playing Hearthstone, right? So it's pretty good.
Yeah. One advantage that Guard does have in this matchup, besides the fact that it's Shaman versus Warrior, is that he's running Piloted Sky Golems and he's running Neptulon. I think both those cards are just really great in this matchup where it's probably going to go mostly sometimes into fatigue, and it's probably going to go very slow. The Warrior's going to have a lot of trouble dealing with Neptulon, dealing with all those Murlocs, dealing with the Piloted Sky Golem.
Whoa, did you see that? Guard just kept all his hand. He just likes the Valor creatures. The Gnomish replaces itself, Sky Golem and Fire Elemental, one of the best shrubs in the weapon, of course. So yeah, he just kept the whole hand. I think that is a very good choice.
Yeah, one way you can win in this matchup is if you get like an early Feral Spirits and then put a Flame Tongue behind it. If the Warrior can't deal with that and he doesn't have any weapons, he's just gonna have a really hard time. He's not gonna be able to come back. But Gaara actually isn't running Feral Spirits, and his game plan, instead of going for more of these tempo plays, he wants to be able to get late game creatures which his opponent can't deal with.
But of course, who are you kidding, right? It's a warrior. They always have Fire War Axe. So yeah, Feral Spirits not the best game plan ever. Wow, Gnomish actually dodges the axe, which is quite important actually. But we can see that if Guard doesn't use up his weapon right now, which, I mean, why would he? Faramir has a very good Harrison next turn.
Yeah, too bad no mechs on Gaara's side of the board.
I mean, even the anti-Q bots are mechs. So there are actually quite a few targets in Gaara's deck, even though he's not running those 2 and 3 drops for mechs.
Yeah, I think he might be running Harvest Golem.
Harvest Golem? Yeah, maybe. That's a card you might run. And actually, Bomb Lobber clears this Harrison really, really cleanly.
Yeah, perfectly. It's one of the best Bomb Lobbers you can get, actually. I think Bomb Lobber is in there because Azure Drake has become more popular, but clearing out a Harrison, that's pretty much just as good.
Right. And I'm pretty much gonna see either a Coin Doctor Boom or a Sky Golem here.
You could go for the Fire Elemental as well. Get a clean kill on the shielded
really?
or shield mate.
Well, the Fire Elemental is not really clean, right? Because you kill off your own Gnomish. I'd rather like have your opponent kill the Gnomish themselves and play Fire Elemental next turn. Yeah, you never want to do smash like that. And
yeah, this is also fair because your opponent, if you went for the Fire Elemental play, you actually give your opponent a clean Shield Slam. He would have had 5 armor and just 1 mana Shield Slam. Okay, buy Fire Elemental.
Yeah, never do your opponent's moves for them because they can just do something else, right? Now, Faramir. Little bit of awkwardness. You can also Taskmaster is Shield Maiden to clear Dr. Boom. He can play his own Dr. Boom as well. He can Brawl and YOLO Brawl. That YOLO Brawl would be pretty risky.
Yeah, this Dr. Boom is actually really difficult to deal with.
Right.
He might be just trying to get enough armor to Shield Slam it right now.
And does he? He does. Oh, I like that. I didn't see that. It's pretty good.
Yeah, very nice use of Armor Smiths. Not only does he get the kill on the Dr. Boom, but he also sets up these Armor Smiths which tank the Dr. Boom bots really well.
That's true, but Fire Elemental is looking pretty nice here.
Yeah, because you didn't use Fire Elemental last turn, you now you have a clean kill against the Shield Maiden.
And we kind of predicted that would happen too, right? So it's pretty good. But now here's the question: do you sacrifice the Boombots first?
Yeah, how lucky does Gaara feel is essentially the question that's asked upon him.
Play the lottery, the Hearthstone lottery, where every time you hit something like a 4 on a creature, you can hear Ben Brode's distant laugh. You know.
Ha 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 ha. I don't do a very good Ben Brode impression,
Yeah, yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah. Okay, okay. You saved yourself there. Oh wow, going with the Flame Tongue Totem instead. Gonna snipe off the Shield Maiden, and now we'll see a 4 here. And ooh, into the face it goes.
That's not it. I think you have to kill one of the. Yeah, you have to hit a Armor Smith right now because if you don't, the Flame Tongue will probably die next turn anyway. So you won't get as much value of the Flame Tongue as you want.
Oh, no! 1 and a 1. No laugh today, guys.
You know what's funny? Before this Cruel Taskmaster draw, because both Armor Smiths were left with 1 HP. If either of them died, basically Faramir wouldn't have been able to deal with this Flame Tongue.
Yeah. But hey, this is still very annoying, right? 2 Armor Smiths hiding behind a taunt. Faramir is gonna gain a lot of health.
Yeah, this board almost looks a reverse of what it normally does. Like it's usually the Shaman that has a lot of weak minions, plus like maybe a Sludge Belcher, and the Warrior that has like 1 or 2 minions that his opponent has to deal with.
Nah, no Lightning Storm in Gaara's hand also is a pretty big blunder.
Yeah, blunder indeed. How could you, Gaara?
Just play some Death Rattle minions there, and Faramir is looking to gain 1,000,000 armor right now.
Well, there's 2.
Now, I guess you want to Taskmaster your own Taskmaster first, and then trade with the Sky Golem. Oh no, he's gonna do this instead. That's kind of weird.
Maybe he's thinking that if something threatening comes out of the Sky Golem, he won't be able to deal with it anyway. So at least for now, he wants to keep the Sky Golem intact. Plus, the Sky Golem might just trade with the. Oh wow.
Ooh, I like that, but I think it's also scary, right? Oh man. Okay, so do you commit more minions to the board so the Boombots have an extra chance of not killing a Sky Golem?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
How I think it depends how valuable you think your other minions are. There's just a lot of possible trades going on right now. You could just trade your Sky Golem in right now.
Like, oh man, this can be so gross. Boombots.
I like the Gnomish Inventor play though because it has a lot of HP, but it's for the value that you put it. It's 4 mana. It has a lot of HP. It can tank a lot of hits, but it's not.
Oh, that is terrible! Oh man, sorry to interrupt you there, but
yeah.
The Spider died, and the Belcher rode low as well. Oh.
Just the worst of both worlds right now.
Yeah. Damn. So yeah, I mean, he did commit the Gnomish to try and soak the bomb, but Gnomish Inventors do not like to catch bombs. They just don't. Now the last legendary play right now is the Ragnaros. Oh man. Yeah, you know, Gaara could have actually hit the Belcher first with the Spider just to guarantee the kill, but wait, actually, was he like greedy? He wants to keep the Spider?
Yeah, he was a little greedy. He wanted to keep the Spider. I guess he wanted it to tank some damage. He wanted it to tank the Boombot damage, and he wanted the Lightning Storm to cleanly kill the Sludge Belcher. So yeah, that play was definitely a little greedy.
Yeah, but I mean, is it greedy as well? You have like 1,000,000 minions on the field, so it's just, I don't know. Sometimes you just gotta. Sometimes it's kind of like how much do you want to bet kind of situation. But yeah, Gaara came at the losing end of that. Now this is slightly difficult to work with.
Yeah, if Gaara actually had a Flame Tongue, this positioning would have not been the best right now. Because if he placed his Sky Golem to the left, he would have been able to pretty much clear the entire board. Yeah.
Right.
But now I believe he's gonna have to choose between killing Ragnaros or killing the Dr. Boom.
All right, Ragnaros it is.
Oh wait, you can actually.
Oh no! Oh no! Do you see what I see?
Yeah.
That is really bad. This healing totem is gonna keep on nuking Gaara's board until everything dies. Ouch. Ooh, ouch.
Yeah, and it's perfect. We have the Baron Geddon to finish everything off.
That's just terrible. Oh man. Oh, you hate to see that happen.
Now
Oh, Octane so first.
Sylvanas
Right.
comes down, and that's the last legendary played right now.
That's okay. Okay. So do you sacrifice the fire elemental, whack the Sylvanas, so you get rid of the healing totem, right? You don't want to see it. Get out of here.
But
I mean,
if you get rid of the healing totem, like, do you even want to risk sacrificing another or summoning another totem? Okay, he summons it before.
how about play anti-Cupid right now? Oh man. Oh, there you go. Okay, get out of here. I don't want to see you. Wait,
As lo-
actually, Gaara can still not play the anti-Kill bot. He's actually
yeah,
locked out of.
exactly. Because this Akanai is on the board, anti-Keelbot is like pretty much unplayable. He it's like a dead card right now. He actually wants to get rid of this Akanai. So like maybe the synergy between piloted Sky Golem plus anti-Keelbot isn't the best.
Oh man, the super insane Flame Imp.
Mm-hmm.
It's the flamest imp ever. And now, wow. I mean, Geddon is not that good, but Faramir is sitting at 50 health with a brawl in hand, so he can pretty much, you know, just wait till the perfect, you know, the perfect board to brawl, and then just take over from there.
Yep. Brawl, Baron, Geddon, they're both two of the cards that are the best in this matchup. Oh my god.
Oh,
Double
this is so
anti-heal.
gross. Okay, you kill
know
off
what?
your Arcanine now, right?
Yeah, you have to kill off your own Akanai. You have to sacrifice your Gnomish Inventor too. It doesn't feel good, but
Well, no, you can play Fire Lily.
no, you can play Fire Lily. But then
But you're
if you
committing
play
so much-
Fire Lily, you're pretty much dead to Grom if your opponent draws it right now.
Alright, well. Thank God the Arcanine is over.
Yeah, too bad though because Brawl will come down on this turn probably.
Most likely. Because Taskmaster plus the Execute clears off anything big that comes out just in case Faramir gets unlucky. Okay.
It's gonna be
Wow.
probably the worst one.
Worst one for Gaara, best one for Faramir. Okay. That's a draw.
That's
Not
pretty good.
bad. There you go. Are those the Murlocs you want to...
Those are not bad.
somewhat okay. Not the best, I think. Because
I
the...
think- I think in this matchup you do want Murlocs that are high costed because you're going for the value basically.
Okay. Oh, well, Garsh just throws the Cold Light Seer out there. And I'm pretty sure... Well, if he plays Geddon, he can't really execute at the same turn. The ordering doesn't really work that way. Double shield block. Even more armor. That's exactly what Faramir needs right now. It's going to execute a 7/7 because it is kind of, you know, scary.
Yeah, at this point you probably don't want to play the Cold Light Oracle right now because you don't want to give your opponent cards. But if it ever comes down to it, this Cold Light Oracle might come into play like 10 turns later when it becomes like a milling card or a milling tool.
Milling tool. Yeah. Well, I mean, shamans don't really. Actually, Gar's main draw in his deck is just Gnomish Inventor, right? So, I guess technically speaking, Faramir should be drawing more cards than Gar's. Oh no! Oh, this Geddon is gonna be quite big. Although it's just gonna die to the Murloc plus the Fire Elemental. Actually, you know, Gar's looking really good again. It's just because of the Neptulon draw.
Yeah, Neptulon is so huge. Neptulon is like generally a really slow card. Plus it's like 10 mana and it dies to BGH. So that's why a lot of people don't like to play Neptulon. But in this very specific matchup where tempo doesn't matter as much, you can fit that 10 mana in and just get so much value. I think it's like really good against Warrior, really good against Priest, and against other matchups, it's a bit questionable.
Questionable. 26 damage for 1 mana. That's a balanced card, of course. Boom! And of course, let's chop out the Shredder while you're at it. Oh, no, going for the lethal. Oh, yeah, that makes more sense. But
Yeah, I think there's probably
ball.
not many cards in Faramir's deck right now. So a Grom might just be the draw. There's a very good chance that Grom might come down. And wow, Faramir looks so devastated now that the second heal bot has come down on the field.
Yeah. Who would have thought that you would look devastated when you are sitting at 53 health.
It's just warrior stories, right?
Yep. Health does not matter, guys. It just so happens that if your health falls to 0, you lose the game, but health is like the resource you don't really care about.
Yeah, Faramir, with that play attacking the Murloc, he had to decide whether to play around a Murloc buff or a mech buff. Because he could have chosen to kill the anti-Keelbot as well. He knows that Gaara still has 1 Murloc left in his hand. And it could be like a Murloc Charger or Murloc Buffer. So he thinks it's more likely for that to happen rather than for the second Power Mace to be drawn, I guess.
Sure. Oh, Alex Straza. That's 7 damage. It's pretty good Nightblade. And that Taunt Totem is going to be a little bit annoying. But Hex is a pretty good answer right now. And any more threats on Faramir's? I think he played a lot of threats already.
Yeah, I think he played Geddon, Geddon, Ragnaros, and Alex Straza. So did he play Boom already?
Yeah,
he played Dr. Boom. So all that's left is Grom, really.
Oh, and maybe Sneeze or KT, right? But then that's a lot of legendaries.
Yeah,
So
I think in most decks, if you play Sneeze or KT, you probably cut something like Alex Straza or Rag these days.
Yeah, Rag. Rag is a good cut there. Well, Faramir is struggling to deal the last few damage while Gaara is just slowly poking away at Faramir's health. What is Gaara gonna draw? Oh, denied. Denied the draw here.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
I guess it's worth it.
What else are you gonna Earthshock, right? In the typical warrior deck.
4 to 5 cards.
Wow. In the typical warrior deck, it's only Acolyte, Sylvanas, maybe Sludge Belcher, and maybe Sneasel Shredder. And out of those, I think if you saving the Earthshock, you're pretty much sure that Sneasel Shredder is in the deck. So I think you should probably use it at this point.
Oh no! He's gonna keep it. He might actually even mill his opponent, like you said, right? We're sitting at actually, Gaara might even fatigue out. That might be a possibility. I don't think so. I think it's more often than not that Faramir just dies. Because these constant totems are just gonna... I mean, warrior weapons are kind of terminal, right? Once you use them up, it's gone. But taunt totems are not terminal. You just keep on pressing that button, and there you go. You get a taunt totem.
Yeah. Yeah, because Gaara actually didn't Earthshock this Acolyte of Pain, and he's behind in cards. As you said, it was like 5 to 4 cards. This Cold Light Oracle might come into play pretty soon.
Actually, I don't think Cold Light Oracle is going to see play because you're also drawing 2 cards yourself. And you don't want to be fatiguing too fast. You want more turns to actually deal damage to your opponent, right? So, yeah, I actually think it's not going to see play.
It might be, like, in some mill decks, it's used as just a finisher. So if you calculate fatigue, then you might be able to just kill him off just by 1 or 2 damage because your opponent, like, fatigues faster than yourself.
Well, better gonna go on the spell power. No more spells for Gaara, I believe. Maybe 1 more Lightning Storm. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, we've only seen 1 Lightning Storm so far, I believe. So either he's running only 1, or the other one is at the bottom of his deck.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh, this is bad. This is suddenly very bad for Gaara. Man, I wasn't even counting this despite. So what does Gaara need right now? Gaara needs a taunt totem, and he also needs to hex one of his creatures to stay alive.
That doesn't even work because the Death Spite will kill the frog.
Oh,
if he hexes his own creature.
He's dead. That is terrible. How did Gaara lose this? We were just so confident.
Well, what Gaara has to do right now is actually Cold Light Oracle into a taunt. But as we've seen from Gaara's deck, I haven't seen a taunt from his deck yet.
Oh no. Well, Gaara just lost. If he's not going to Cold Light, he lost. What?
Yeah,
that's an insane turn of events.
That's the weakness of this deck, I guess. It runs 2 heal bots, but after Alex Straza, like, heal bots don't really matter. It might have been a mistake to actually use the second heal bot before Alex Straza came down. Yeah, because like we don't see Feral Spirits, and we haven't seen a Defender of Argus in this deck. We haven't seen Sludge Belcher either, so what taunts are really possible for Gaara?
Yeah, using the anti-heal bots way too... Oh, he actually does it. Okay, let's see. See if he has an answer. Harvest is not an answer, and
Alex
no!
here.
Oh no! Oh, Gaara knows he's dead. He knows the Hex is gonna cleave us. Oh jeez. What a sad way to go out though.
Yeah. Like in the rare circumstance where Warrior doesn't play Grom, I mean, what Warrior doesn't play Grom, right?
Yeah. Man, Gaara worked so hard for that, and now Faramir is just gonna take it to the last game. But this is going to be the last game. Jeez.
And what better for it to be the last game than a Warrior versus Warrior mirror?
Uh-oh. I can imagine the Twitch chat now, but still, that game was pretty insane.
Yeah, pretty
down
insane.
to the line.
Yeah, it's in the long game actually, Gaara would have definitely won. He had way more cards left in his deck, and his board was just insane. But that the combination of Grom and the fact that Gaara didn't run any taunts in his deck just made Faramir be able to kill his opponent with using 29 out of the 30 cards in his deck. Just that BGH was not used.
Oh man. The Alec here would have also saved Gaara, right? So if Faramir drew his Deathbite one turn later than the PGH, it would have also been quite a different story. But man, that's one way to go out, I guess. So now Warrior versus Warrior, one of the most skillful matchup, right, Twitch, right? Yeah, skillful matchup indeed. Gonna see who's gonna actually advance to onwards to the third place match. The loser is gonna go out with $250, but a fourth place, not bad. You did beat half of the pool to get this far, so
you know,
you did pretty well.
Because it's Warrior versus Warrior, my initial guess of Grom being the last legendary used in a series is probably going to be correct, right?
Okay, we'll see.
Let's do you want to guess what's the maximum armor we'll see in this game?
Oh gosh, I'd say 25.
25. I'm gonna guess.
You can go higher or lower, Monk.
Okay, I'll go higher.
You go higher.
I was gonna like prices right you and guess 26. You know how?
20, no, 20, yeah, just higher or lower, okay? And then 40 packs, okay? 40 packs. Good. Guys, I'll open the 40 packs on stream, okay? Thanks, Monk. Thanks.
Oh man.
Okay.
Okay. So turn 1, turn 2, armor.
You could see an armor smith here. You could do something different. Good. So now the armor smith. All right, armor smith is good. Okay, let's not get too carried away with our bet there.
Yeah, as a warrior player, you only want to play that armor smith actually if you have a weapon in hand or if you have a cruel taskmaster. Because if your opponent plays an acolyte of pain, you're just really sad.
Yep. And well, I guess Faramir drew it, so you're not really sad at all. It's just gonna armor up because he doesn't really have any plays.
Yeah, not even a turn 5 play actually, so kind of a bit sad for Gaara right now.
Well, Faramir doesn't really have a turn 5 play either, so it's okay. It's the battle of the missed plays, not misplays, but missed plays, right?
Oh, that's good.
It's something. Yeah, it's a clean kill. It's always important to get clean kills like so. And just in time. Why not?
Exactly what Faramir needs. He's actually he hasn't seen Gaara's entire deck, so he might be thinking of, do I want to get a Gorehowl? But no, usually like in 99% of situations, Deathspite is the biggest weapon in the warrior deck, and that's exactly what you want to Harrison.
Yep. Harrison not only source of a weapon charge, but also source of an execute and drew a card. So like the swing there is just insane. But hey, Gaara actually fills the curve perfectly with the Belcher. Okay.
Yep. Belcher's really great. Belcher, because your opponent didn't equip Deathspite the turn before, it actually soaks up both a Deathspite and a Cruel Taskmaster. So not bad at all.
Pretty even right now. Oh my god, it's gonna be a dance of legendaries from Gaara. And Faramir, not looking quite the legendary count he wants it to be.
Yeah,
BGH.
Both players, even though it was kind of a slow start as is typical from Warrior, it's actually kind of sped up right now. And I think you might be right. We might not see those insane armor values that we typically see from Warrior versus Warrior.
Yep. And there you go. The Despot is gonna hopefully cleave the bombs into the Acolyte. Actually, if it cleaves too much, he might lose some cards. Boom, and clean kill. And yeah, still Farming's turn, so he's not gonna lose any cards.
Yeah, he actually drew an execute, but maybe the big game hunter is better here. But the
Oh,
thing is,
but
like,
we know the execute is better.
execute, yeah, there's so many other
Ugh.
can execute.
Oh no. Well, oh, there is Gorehowl in our Gaara's deck. Man,
Oh wow.
this Gorehowl gonna do a lot of work.
Yeah, Gorehowl. If you play Gorehowl, it like turns the Warrior Mirror matchup completely around if your opponent doesn't Harrison it. So I would say Gaara is in a pretty good lead right now. All these like Shield Maidens and even Baron Geddon will be taken care of fairly easily.
All right, coin Shield Maiden once again, but yeah, it's gonna be taken care of just weapon hit. Gaara might actually choose to YOLO Alexstrasza. Well, Rag definitely is not really good, and you can't really play anything else.
Rag would be okay if you didn't already have this Gorehowl, but it's like just such a clean kill on the Shield Maiden.
Right, but what does he do to follow up? Like, Alexstrasza, I guess?
Like Alexstrasza is really weak to Shield Slam, but I guess like Ragnaros is almost equally as weak.
Everything is weak to Shield Slam, so... Yeah, I guess you just throw it out as a 15 damage, 9 mana. Make your opponent use a removal. Can't really just pass your turn. That doesn't make sense.
Ooh, he's considering Spellbreaker.
Oh, okay.
Okay. He just wants to play a bit slow, deny his opponent draws.
But this Fire War Axe has something else to say about that. Wow, Ragnaros on the other side as well.
If you use your Spellbreaker here, that means you're going to be extremely vulnerable to Sylvanas later on, though. So that's something he'll have to consider.
Oh, mousing over the Shield Slam. Whoa. Okay.
Okay, I guess...
That's definitely not a play I expected.
Yeah, me either. He just really wanted to get that Rag out, I guess.
Okay. I'm just going to shoot the face for 8.
Maybe his thought process is that because my opponent has the Gorehowl, I won't be able to win in the long game in a value versus value game, so I might have to play it a bit faster than normal.
Sure. But still a little bit surprising. I mean, he was at 9 mana, but... I feel like this all these legendaries in Gaara's hand suddenly just got a lot better.
Yeah. There's really nothing to proc execute right now. The Shield Slam, it will be good later on. But that was actually 2 shield blocks that have been used by Faramir.
Yep.
So he's used 1 Shield Maiden, so if this armor ever goes down, he's going to have a hard time using the shield block.
Right. 4 attack on Gaara's weapon. If he chops this down, he'll be taking quite a bit of damage. YOLO Rag doesn't seem like the best option right now. You can take a lot of damage if you miss. So maybe just the oh, Gaara wants to roll. What does this Rag do? Oh,
Okay.
that's a sniper Rag. Oh, Faramir instant facepalm.
Yeah.
But hey, at least he has another Shield Slam.
Yeah, now because he's used 2 Shield Slams, he doesn't really care too much about his armor anymore, so using the second Shield Slam previously to cycle through his deck, probably pretty good.
Right. And over at our Gaara side, he knows his opponent used 2 Shield Slams already, so yeah, it feels like this Sylvanas is gonna get a little bit countered by the owl here.
Well, kind of countered, but even if it's silenced, it's still very valuable as a 5/5 body.
Right.
It's really hard to deal with. He either has to, yeah, he's gonna execute it actually. Execute used as a Holy Smite.
Holy Smite for one. That's fine. It's perfectly fine. Yeah, Gaara is definitely the one who's like super behind right now. He needs to respond to the board every single time. Otherwise, maybe a Grommash from nowhere is gonna kill him. It's pretty tough. He's gonna go for the brawl here. Oh no, just draw a card first.
Yeah, sometimes when I played Warrior versus Warrior, I often find that the last cards in my hand are the executes and shield slams. Like I deal with my opponent's creatures in ways that don't involve those removals, and I find that like they're kind of stuck in my hand, and I don't get full value of them out of them. So Gaara is in kind of a similar situation where his hand is relatively healthy, but at the same time, he has these such situational cards that don't deal well with mid-range minions and small minions, such as the Sludge Belchers and this Owl.
Yep. So how's another one? Faramir is gonna try another Belcher, gonna execute to deny the draws. Probably axing the Cruel Taskmaster here, I believe. You know, just buy a 2/1 for 1 damage. I think it's fine.
Yeah, not bad. Faramir actually used the execute on an Acolyte of Pain. Not many people, or some people wouldn't make that play, but he knows his opponent. Judging from what his opponent has played so far, he knows his opponent is kind of hurting for cards that actively contribute to the board. Like he draws another Shield Slam. That's probably not that great right now.
All right, big money for Gaara, maybe? Big money? Oh, that's not bad. It's one of the best outcomes. But yeah, Faramir still has a draw right now. Just to activate the Grommash is a win. Is he gonna get it? No, not quite.
Yeah, not even Sylvanas is very good here. Sylvanas just gets traded into by Harrison. And I think Faramir can kind of deduce that it's very likely for Gaara to have a second execute in his hand right now. So Grom would also not be a very good play. And plus, if you use Grom right now, you lose your win condition.
It's kind of that point where if, you know, Warrior games go super long, it's the guy who did a lot of aggression first is typically behind. So that's what we see. Oh, Shield Maiden. So now Gaara can even armor up and whatnot. But Alex tries the first. Keep himself healthy. Wow, he actually killed 6 minions with the Gorehowl. Insane value.
Yeah, Gorehowl just carrying it right now.
Yep. But I guess this last minion is in the way, the Alexstrasza, but we know that Gaara has a pretty easy way to deal with that. Just depends on cards as well, like how many cards each player has. Judging by the size right now, I guess Faramir is deeper into his deck just because the Acolytes were more activated than Gaara's executed Acolytes were.
Yeah, and plus Faramir has used 2 shield blocks, where Gaara, I don't believe he's used even 1. Both players also got the Harrison Jones off, so they're even in that respect. But I would say like Faramir's probably like 2 or 3 cards ahead.
Something like that. That's reasonable.
And you can see, even though Faramir is ahead in cards drawn, that is, Faramir's hand is still bigger. And it all just comes down to that Gorehowl killing 6 minions already.
That's right. Gaara is one of the insane control cards that you can never get. I think Gaara might even, just gonna kill off the Sylvanas here. And execute whatever, you know, turns out.
No, I guess he's just filling up the board right now.
Yeah, filling up the board for even more possible Sylvanas' targets. Sylvanas is gonna take... Harrison. I guess executing this is a bit better. I guess, interesting. I thought if you had the Shield Maiden, you would want to execute that more.
I think he's thinking
the Grommash?
Yeah, he's saving the execute for the Grommash. It's just such a easy Grommash kill against anything.
Faramir's Alexstrasza is just 9 mana, 8/8 vanilla card.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks.
9 mana giant.
Bonus Alexstrasza.
Yeah, Faramir, he's honestly looking quite dead right now.
Yeah.
Just like he's drawing 1 card per turn, and Warrior doesn't have they don't have sprint and they don't have lay on hand, so pretty much Faramir is gonna have 1 card or 2 cards for the remainder of the game. Even if he draws like an Acolyte, he won't be able to activate it.
Yeah, I think Gaara is correctly realizing that the Brawl is the only last threat Faramir has. So it's just gonna keep his minions in his hand.
Yeah, Faramir just playing whatever comes to his hand, whatever he top stacks, and it's gonna be like a really slow and painful death right now.
Oh, you hate those. It's like playing versus a priest when you know you're dead already, but they kill you so slowly. Yeah, and they say priests are gentle. No, priests just torture you.
Yeah, this just in, Amaz tortures you with priests.
Whoa, Whoa. Oh man. Alright,
Well-
26 health. The health values are starting to shift over. Crew Taskmaster is not. It's a bit too late there. But I guess you still have the YOLO.
Yeah, and I guess Alex Strauss is gonna have to trade for it, right?
Sure. But yeah, I mean, it's fine. You still have the board.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't see.
It kind of just delays the inevitable right now.
Exactly.
Right now, Grom is the last legendary that has been played in this series, by the way, and it is going to be the last game, so currently Grom is winning right now.
I don't think there are any more legendaries other than Groms.
There's probably I'm pretty sure there's only been one Dr. Boom played in this deck in this
Really?
series, right?
Faramir played it though. Did Gaara play it? Huh. We'll see.
Oh, see, there it is.
Oh, Faramir didn't play it yet. Oh wow, I didn't know that. You're right, Monk. Now
Yeah.
Dr. Boom takes over again. See, the Dr. Boom people must be pretty happy, but that's basically Faramir's last line of defense.
This Dr. Boom is actually really difficult to deal with. He can't actually kill it without taking so much damage to face. Oh my god, 1 damage to Armor Smith. Probably the worst bomb possible.
Yep.
But like after Grom and Ragnaros have been used from Faramir, you're not really that concerned about your health anymore, actually.
Sure.
The other thing to consider is I think Faramir used both his executes and both his shield slams, and his. Did he use Brawl? I'm not sure if he used Brawl, but he also uses BGH. So whatever legendary that Gaara happens to draw in the next few turns, Faramir, there's no way he'll be able to deal with that.
Oh, there's a 2. That's something. And Gaara's top decking legendary maybe, and it's gonna be it's gonna be Grom for the win. So Gromash is gonna be the last legendary played for this series. Gaara is gonna take the series over Faramir 3-2, very close. And Faramir's gonna exit the Pinnacle 3 in 4th place, $250. Still not bad. That's a pretty good result, I think.
Yeah, not bad. Faramir adds to his list of achievements, but at the same time, Gaara moves on. Gaara hasn't been doing too well in GVG right now, so I'm really happy for him that he's able to get at least top 3 in the Pinnacle number 3.
Yep, that's right. And a quick look at the brackets as well. Gaara is going to move on to face against Masan. The winner of that is going to face against Dog, and we are going to crown a grand champion. Stay right there, guys. Don't go anywhere. After the break, we'll have the game loaded for you, the 3rd place match. Well, it's also the semifinals in a sense, both at the same time. And of course, we'll announce the winner for our giveaway. Stay tuned.